Risha and I are going to be talking about basically taking a reset, taking a vacation. How do you schedule time away from your business when you need to go on a trip or take a vacation or just take a trip for just inspiration? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I just got back from a trip to Paris, which was wonderful. So much inspiration. Got to see, oh my God, so much beautiful architecture, the antiques, vintage shopping. So I came back really inspired. And taking trips like this are so important, especially when you're a creative person or you're working in a creative field. So that's what we're going to be talking about today is like how to prioritize that and make time. And I think that's a good topic to talk about today.
Yeah.
Basically, you know, we have to travel for inspiration, but also for a reset. Changing the scenery and changing our environments is so important, especially when you are
Inspiration.
in a creative field.
Yeah.
Making that time and not feeling guilty about taking that time is super important. And I know
Absolutely.
you have a trip coming up too, so.
I do. I have a trip coming up. I'm going away for 2 weeks, and I'm like, I booked it last year thinking, okay, this would be a good time, but it really, quite frankly, is not a good time. Like
Why?
I've just hired somebody a couple weeks ago. She's
Right.
still training. I'm doing a shit job on training. I mean, how can I train if I'm not there? I'm like, okay, you do this, and now we've started a couple new projects, which is great, and getting her understanding the process, my process.
Yeah.
So you know, it's a lot, and then it's not just training her and onboarding somebody new, but I have to spend a lot of time on sales and marketing. And so I'm not doing that, which means then like the incoming projects are that further away from coming in because I'm not focusing on bringing in projects. Instead, I'm focusing on training and onboarding and preparing while I'm away.
So how do you focus on bringing in projects when you're here?
How
You
do I focus? I do sales calls,
Okay.
content,
Okay.
um, social media content, organic content.
Still
Uh,
be the content while you're away.
I
I
can, but
Yeah,
networking,
and
building relationships.
I think it's important when you travel to do the social content because people can see another part of your life.
Yes.
That's a little bit more fun, you're a little bit more relaxed, and I think people really enjoy that. So I wouldn't look at it like you're taking a break from all of those things because you're
Oh,
not.
yeah. I agree with you 100% because I know this little baby up here, she's not taking a vacation.
And people are so
You have
engaged.
to hit me over the head for me to. What's that?
People are still gonna be engaged with you and wanna see what's happening, so.
Hmm. Yeah. And, going away, I mean, I loved all your reels and everything that you posted because it's an opportunity to kind of live vicariously
Right?
through your adventures and all the fun that you had. But that is only good so far. Like, it only takes you so far if you're just sitting and watching it. Like, you have to actually go and experience it.
Yes, you have to.
And especially as a designer, you have to, because we're talking about creating environments. We're talking about making spaces that represent lifestyle and functions and needs and aesthetics. And the more like really physical, like indoctrination is not the word I'm looking for, but the more time that
You can,
we,
like, immerse yourself.
yeah, the more we're immersed, thank you. The more we're immersed in that, the more that we can bring those elements into our design and into creating those spaces that we want for our clients.
Yeah, and it's a good creative, like, reset because 'cause you're in a different environment, different culture, different food, different way of life, and
Mhm.
it just really opens up your creativity level to a whole different place.
It does.
Kinda gets you
Absolutely.
out of the mundane of, the everyday routine, which is so important.
Well,
Like,
that's yeah.
I took a trip for 2 weeks, kinda like you're doing now, and I had another designer say to me, um, "How could you take a trip for 2 weeks and, like, leave your business? I can never do that." Right? But it's the flip side to that is it's super important to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You have to make the time and it will all
So
work out.
Right. So how do we do that? Like, I've always thought, like, different ways. We should talk about that. I don't know about other designers or anybody listening to, it's like, that are running their own business. Um, obviously, your goal, um, it's getting people to fill in those spaces so your business can run on your own, right? And, unless you're getting really, really big, which is then you have somebody for everybody. Okay, there are gonna be some laps in service or in, um, in my case, I feel like the sales and marketing. I'm doing marketing, but not the sales. Like I know do.
Yeah.
Um, but those roles are filled. Or if you're a sole proprietor, taking that time out and scheduling around projects. Um, so that and it's not always easy to do because you get a project and then you're expecting it to be done in February and you take a March break and your project goes into April.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well,
there
I think if you plan it, like, obviously, when you're leaving. So, like, before I was leaving, I had my last meetings with certain clients, kind of got them to a good place, and then, okay, we're gonna pick up when I come back, and, I had a meeting scheduled on Friday. So, I mean, I always leave for vacation or any kind of a trip feeling not stressed,
yeah.
and I'm gonna enjoy my trip.
Yes, you are. And we saw
I'll
you
answer
did.
you know, I'll answer emails, but for the
Right.
most part, I'm not gonna be accessible because that's my time and I've earned it, and so
Absolutely.
I'll just answer some emails, and then I'll see you when I get back.
Yeah. And you should, because what are we, we're working for, our work is fulfilling our purpose and servicing others and helping them.
Mhm.
Um, but it's also fulfilling our desires and our needs
Yeah,
too. And if you don't take care of yourself, like you're no good to anybody. For me, that's super important. Um, travel is super important.
totally agree. I
Yeah.
would I would travel, like, every chance I get. When I first started my career, I actually did have a job where I was in charge of store design, so I was traveling all the time. So I got used to that, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Just always getting on a plane, going somewhere new.
Yeah.
I kinda
Well,
want to go back to that.
so maybe it's, if that's really what you want, then it's creating that, right? How do you do that? And in your case, you want to live in Paris. So like, how are you going to get there and live in Paris?
Yeah.
I don't know, but you could do it. You can do
Or
it.
at least be able to travel there more and, really have
Right.
a connection to that
Yeah.
city. Feel very at home there. It's weird, especially like I feel like I've never had a connection with a city as much as I do there.
Interesting.
Yeah, like even New York. I lived in New York my whole life, and I just feel like I feel more at home in Paris than I ever did in New York City. I don't know why.
What's your French name?
French name? I'll have to come up with one.
Elizabeth. No, you gotta come up with a French name. Let's
Maybe
let's
I'll
see, Claudine.
what if I look like a Claudine? I'll have to
I
think
don't
about
know. Think about
think
it. Come back with it. Let us know.
oh,
Next time you'll travel there as your French,
I
as your
am
French personality.
yeah, I definitely wanna learn how to speak it a little bit better too.
Well, I'm Canadian.
Mhm.
French and English is the national languages, right? So we had to learn it growing up. We took like 12 years of it.
Do you remember it?
I do. Reading it is much easier, but like right now, because I'm going to Japan, by the end of the week, I'll be in Japan. And I speak Japanese. So I've been really, every day I'm like doing YouTube videos so I can brush up on my Japanese. I was dreaming last time. I'm dreaming in Japanese, but then in my dream I'm thinking, wait, I think that may be a French word. I'm like, okay, 'cause what happens, I find, because I know French and English and Japanese, if I don't remember the word in one language, I use the word from a different language, which is probably what was happening with
That's what
you
I
and me.
was doing. My daughter was like, "You're answering him in Italian," and then someone else was like, "That's Spanish." I'm like, "What the frick is going on?"
It's because, like, because it's different than English, but you get like, when it's not fresh and you're not feeling fluent and you're learning it, you pull in those other languages that you may know because you're like, "Oh, well, I know that word in French,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it is in Japanese." So I was like, "What really is a French word? That's not Japanese. What is that word?" And I couldn't remember what it was in Japanese. Oh my god! But I think after being gone on my trip, and we'll be doing I'm gonna be seeing old friends that, that are Japanese,
Right.
obviously, because I lived there for a couple of years. My Japanese will be much better because I'll be speaking it. My comprehension's pretty good. The speaking is,
Right. Well,
yeah,
that'll be fun that you'll be with people that speak Japanese. So you'll be kind of more forced to speak it in conversation.
engage.
Yeah.
Plus, like, I am fluent in it when I lived there because having lived there for so long, I lived in the countryside. So,
Yeah.
um,
Wow.
I'll use it even if I'm in a group of because I'm going on a tour for part of it, but I'll still use it because I like to. I wanna be able to use it.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. So, yeah, so we're talking about just taking vacations, how that is inspiration, and how you can write it up. So, um, yeah, so some of the things that I'm doing, which was Elizabeth's idea last time I went away, was to book a photo shoot for that I can use for content. So I'm gonna be doing that again.
Okay.
Um
Good.
And yeah, it was really good last time. I got a lot of great photos and that I could use and I can write it off.
Yeah.
And then traveling with this I'm traveling with this traveler, often I don't get good photos because like who's taking my photo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give-
Yeah. A lot of selfies.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of content makers do it. I don't know how they do it.
I don't know. I feel very awkward.
Yeah. So we'll see. No, no. I forget when I go on job sites. My office coordinator, I just went out to do like pick stone, and
Yeah.
my office coordinator's like, "Don't forget to take video." I'm like, "Oh yeah," and I almost forgot when I was there. Take a video of me. What am I
Yeah.
doing today?
Yeah.
Seriously, it's a lot. So, does anybody have any questions? Are they having any issues with taking vacation or feeling guilty? Because I certainly know that guilt is a terrible thing.
I don't feel guilty.
Not guilty. I just feel like there are things that I wanna do that, like, I'm so excited about going back to Japan. I haven't been there for, like, 35 years, but, I also have got all these big designs on my business, and it's a little bit put on hold for a minute, sort of
Yeah.
for me, although I have people here that are working
Yeah.
on
You
it.
have people there that are going to be working while you're gone. So
So,
it's
yeah,
great.
so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't have much else. I'm getting ready. You just came back. So
Yeah.
we're here every Tuesday talking about design tea, which is
Yeah.
apparently sometimes a lot and sometimes not. Last week I was rambling on
You
for
did
like
it while I wasn't here, right?
I did. I went rambled on and on and on and on about my design process. That's what I rambled on about, which was really good because it really made me think about all the stages.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how everybody does it, but if you miss this and you're interested in the conversations that Elizabeth and I have, you can always go to YouTube. Walden Interiors post these conversations there. So there may be some good content that information that can help you. It can be lonely sometimes as a sole proprietor, thinking that, nobody else has these issues, nobody else is worried about it. It's good to hear about it,
Yeah.
which is why Elizabeth and I chat, why we do the tea
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. We bounce ideas off each other, talk about like any issues that we're having, and we help each other. So
Yeah.
that's what we want to do for our youth, our listeners. So if you
Mhm.
have any questions, feel free to message us or
Pop them in the chat.
live. Yeah. And we'll be happy to answer them as tell you what we have going on.
And we're usually here on time or not.
Yeah, no, we've been good. Tuesday
Goodish.
at
Yes.
4. So
Yeah.
I'll do it next Tuesday at 4 when you're gone.
I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks, so I'm gonna see you in 3 weeks. So you got
I'll do the 2 weeks by myself, and then I'll see you in 3 weeks.
we'll be back on the, April 6th, I think it is. No, 7th, April 7th.
Okay.
Hopefully that will all go running according to plan, just like
Sounds
everything does.
yes, of course.
Is there anything else that you got going on, Elizabeth?
I mean, right now I'm really just in the mode of like I want to do a lot of like antique shopping and vintage shopping. That's really what I love. And so, especially coming back from Paris and being immersed in that for so long, like now being back in Florida, just finding new resources. I went shopping today to a couple different store antique places here. So really just like expanding our resources and finding new inspiration, new vendors, new sources for, anything that we're looking for.
Vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm really into like using a lot of vintage right now
right.
because it has so much character and it's so different and, one of a kind. And that applies to anything really, furniture, like home accessories, like even like little glassware,
Yeah.
clothes, all of the things.
Linens. Yeah.
Yes.
And not to be macabre, but you're in Florida. So I do know that there is like, you get all the
Oh,
retired folks coming down there, bringing all
yeah.
their stuff, and then, you know, they don't take it with them when they go.
Yeah, that
So there
we
is a
do.
plethora.
Yes. There's a lot of great finds down here in the
Yeah.
vintage and antique shops. So
Yeah.
I'm all about going on the hunt. I was like, I should start filming this, but
Oh, yeah.
like shooting content about it, like when I
Absolutely.
do these trips. Um, so I have to like be conscious. Like I'm so in the moment, I don't like I didn't remember to do it today, but
Yeah.
I
I
really
know.
want to start doing that because you can find such great stuff.
Beautiful stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love doing incorporating vintage, previously owned, because, vintage is like, I think vintage is 50 years, antique is 100.
Okay.
I think there's a cutoff for that. But I mean, people use vintage for anything. I think people are saying that. Oh, I was going to say the 80s was vintage, but it may be now.
Well,
Is 80s vintage? Yeah, no, I think it's only 40 years away.
no, I don't know if the 80s is vintage, but when I did my tablescape, the china that I use is my family's china and it's from the 60s. So
There you
that's
are.
like over 50 years old, right? So
Mm.
one of the women that was there was asking about it. Oh, yeah, and I happen to say like the china is vintage because it's from the 60s. And she was like, "Oh my God." She's like, "That makes me feel so old." Like she said that.
Hilarious.
And she made a comment like, "I don't think that's vintage." And I'm like, "No, I think it is vintage. It's like almost 60 years old."
Yeah, there is a cutoff, but not everybody uses it. But so many good pieces, so much good, even inspiration. Like if you want to recreate it because you can't find it, I've often done that, recreated it in a custom piece to get
Yeah.
the feel. Or, I take it and refinish it, reupholster it, paint it. There's so many ways to repurpose. Currently doing that with a client. One of my clients is repurposing some of her pieces, refinishing them to fit them into her new space.
Yeah.
So,
And
and
I
that's fresh.
the quality like in the like even like the home accessories, like the little quirky little, accessories that you can add. It just adds so much character and personality. Like you
Yeah.
cannot replicate that
Yeah.
now with
People
these
are really, I
Amazon.
think right now there was such a push in like scraping all the decoration, all the frills, all the interest and dimension and texture to not just in color, not just in like literally in everything. Where things that we put on the like tableware, kitchenware, in our style in our homes, and it just got this has gotten so boring, and I really believe maximalism is back on the rise to bring in.
Yeah. Yeah. I say it even when I like try to like when I was in Paris, everyone wears neutrals, right? Everything is very neutral and solid. And so even when I try to, like, do that, it's depressing to me, like,
Yeah.
I like patterns, I like textures, I like color, so for me, it's not my favorite, but to each his own. But it's cool to incorporate, little fun pops and, like, that's what makes it fun,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. We need whimsy
Yes,
in our life.
we do. Make us happy.
Exactly. We want to be happy. No, it's true. All these things are like they add value to your life. Whether
Yeah.
you think, whether you like, you think, it doesn't make a difference. It really does. Your environment is so important and how you create that environment. And there's one, analogy I use all the time with people. Like you can have a cardboard box. Well, it can be a cardboard box, plain brown, like Amazon box, or you can have the same shape, style, everything, and it can be a Tiffany box. Now you tell me, where would you rather live?
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody told me the other said to me, cardboard box, fine. I'm just simple. I'm like, really? Where do you think your wife wants to live? He's like, well, yeah, maybe
Maybe
Tiffany.
the
I'm
Tiffany.
like, God damn right she does. I live in
Yeah.
a cardboard box. Nobody wants to live in a cardboard box. Even
Even
gerbils don't want to live in cardboard boxes.
No. We need to
Yeah.
create our environments and make them personal.
Yeah. So I'm going to Japan. And have you ever traveled to Japan?
I was in the airport on a layover.
Okay, it was close. Well, I've been thinking about like I'd like to take a gift for my old friends and stuff like that. The
Okay.
problem is that the quality and the beauty of the goods in Japan is phenomenal. Like the way they present it, it's
Yeah.
packaged, the details, like in the ceramics and like everything. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, what am I going to take that isn't,
That,
yeah,
like, even comes close to what they got.
yeah, that even comes close. So I'm
Well,
bringing stuff from the Metropolitan Museum of Art that's
oh,
like, promo stuff, like bags, little bags and stuff like that. Because I'm like, okay, if nothing else, it may not have the finesse and, the sophistication that the Japanese have, but it has like, oh, the Met. So it has a
yeah.
little bit of cachet.
That's it.
Man,
Good. Well, have the best time. Enjoy your trip.
I will. Thank you.
We'll follow along on your social media.
Yeah.
Make sure you're posting. We want to see your trip.
Yes, I will try and remember to post.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. And I will see you next week because Risha will be in Japan.
Sorry, maybe I'll watch from there.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.